Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back in our thoughts on video. So it will be about our co-channeling on the new Earth. So if you haven't watched the recording, you can click in the description box. You can also click somewhere in the air. There will be something where you can actually click. Thank you, Leo. And so, Leo, what are your thoughts after this co-channeling, and also after uh, that Ra invited Ren? So it was, I think, a surprise both for you and I to channel Ren and the Sassani because just that you know, guys, it wasn't absolutely planned. We didn't even speak about the Sassani, and we didn't mention them recently. So yes, Leo, what are your thoughts?
So it was a very wonderful surprise. The I think the so we've been guided to start inviting in more of the collective, more of the Star family, but we didn't. Yes, as you say, we didn't discuss it today. We didn't even think about it today. And so I think this was a nudge from our guides to invite more in, to invite more co-hosts in, to invite guests in. And so Ren was great. The energies were wonderful. What I was sensing was that indeed the society teach a lot about the path through Bashar have taught a lot about the path of least resistance. It's about following your excitement, your highest passions. And so what Ren said about was the the path of least resistance is the path of most excitement. They're one and the same. And so follow your joys and that will be the smoothest ride. And that makes a lot of sense. And I think it's really about, as they say, I suppose, irrigating our life so that we can actually make that decision. I think it requires trust, it requires faith, because our world, we don't really operate in that way in the most part yet. It's very much we have to, it's a fight for survival. It's a dog eat dog world out there. And these are still sort of ingrained in the collective belief systems. So as we work to disentangle and disembark from that and dissolve that, I think there is still some pullback that occurs naturally. And so I think as we continue to come back to this, that yes, if there's something joyful in our lives, for instance, for me, and I know for you, the channeling, it brings us much joy. And I think the more and more we re begin to wrap our lives around this and follow this joy and other joys that we have as well, everything else will fall into place. And I think it's about the trust because I do know, of course, that we have the doubts that come up when we try to do this, and it's like, oh, it can't be that easy, or maybe there's just something in our life that we're processing, whether it's a health issue or finances or relationships, and it pulls us back, and it's we doubt it. We doubt that it can be that easy, and I think, it makes sense that we do need to process some of these things. It's sort of a practical step, practical requirement. However, I feel it is very possible to to process these things joyfully, peacefully, lovingly. And this of course also requires a practice of letting go of the limiting judgments and beliefs we may have about whatever it is that's in front of us, and to create some space to release these things, create some space to allow in more of the joy frequencies, invite in our guides and commune with them. All of these things, it's a practice, it's a practice. So indeed, following our joys is our compass, and we just need to practice following it. We just need to practice redirecting ourselves when we catch ourselves off course, and just not judge ourselves, practice not beating ourselves up, and just redirect it. Just redirect our course. And I think through that practice, we find the ease, we find a rhythm, and becomes a very lovely, smooth, joyful ride.
Yes, I agree with you, Leo, about the fact that it should be a compass for us to redirect, reorient our lives about the activity that we truly enjoy or desire, or and maybe when we don't experience some joy anymore, maybe this is also time for us to change, maybe to change jobs or activities, or if we can, to re-inject some life and joy in it, if we can change things. However, it is indeed bringing some questions when we are not experiencing some joy, and so this is also up to us to deal with this responsibility, and that if we are not joyful, then we are not a victim, and this is our responsibility to bring more joy or do something about this, and to navigate with joy whatever we are going through also. So this is a great reminder to indeed prune our lives or irrigate our lives depending on their expressions. So this is another reminder for us to be more cautious about our own lives and to assess every areas of our lives. Indeed, this is another nudge that we should invite more different guides, probably during channelings, depending on the topic, because the Sassani was so happy to come to see, to be with Ren, of course, but especially at the end, when Ren said goodbye, Ra said bye too, and I could feel the Sassani so happy to have the mic, just for themselves, and it's like if they could have. I had this image of them running away with the mic, hey, this is our mic, we can say whatever we wish, and like running and do whatever they wish. And I could really feel this excitement to be alone in the round show. And at the same time, they were a little bit both very happy and then very, wow, this is so cool. But now, what do we say? But so much excitement, so much, so much, so much. So it was very, very funny to have them. And also they have another way to speak, because most of our guides, they greet and welcome a certain way at the beginning and at the end. And the Sassani, I'm not sure that they greet everyone at the beginning. Mostly they say, we are the Sassani people. And we don't say we are beings or entities. They say that they are people. And they are the only ones to present themselves in this way. And when they leave, they always say, bye-bye. They don't say, we greet you in the love and the light, the one infinite creator. They use our terminology. So this is quite very fun, but they were so joyful, so happy to come and to speak and to have the mic just for themselves, even if it was just for 2 minutes. So it was very, very fun. And I think that the channeling went quite long. I don't know how much time, but I think it lasted quite a bit. Um, and yes, as for the answers about the new Earth, I think that it was quite balanced between Ashtar and Ra. I know that Ashtar made a long response and and didn't want the conversation to be imbalanced. So that was great that afterwards Ra would take the mic and answer the whole question also. And there was quite an inner conversation between Ashtar and I, because Ashtar wanted to speak about the shift of 2012. And he wanted to say that, um, I don't know, something. And me, Caroline, I didn't want to say it because I was thinking that it will be, um, I don't know, maybe bring in comfort in our viewers, and so Ashtar tried, and I kind of blocked. Then he tried again, kind of blocked again, and then he said, "Okay, calm down. I, me as Ashtar, I take the lead. And he became even more, a little bit more powerful in his um, frequencies or in the voice. I don't know. Um, Explaining the 2012 shift. Um, I don't remember exactly what he said, to be honest. Um, yes, I don't remember, but Ashtar was more powerful, willing to explain that, okay, this is this history. You made the shift. Now it is time to, I don't know, there won't be darkness anymore, and we will put some lights here and there. Um, yes, I don't remember, to be honest, what we just channeled. Um, but I could feel that, yes, I didn't want to go on that side and to speak about that, and then I start coming even further, even more thing. I want to speak, so I really had to, yeah, to step down.
Yes, I really there's so much there. There's so much here. Whether it's what they were speaking about in the new earth, the frequencies there, that yes, it really comes back to what it is that we're passionate about. And I think if we don't, if we haven't found that yet for ourselves, if we haven't remembered that, this is where the meditation comes in. This is where the self-contemplation and just sitting with ourselves and just journaling as well. Like I think that's such a very practical meditation and just writing down the thoughts that come through and asking ourselves the question of what is it that brings me joy and what is it that can bring me joy? What is it that I can not just joy in a sort of fleeting, pleasurable, fleeting way, but a lasting joy that we can see, oh, this can also, help those around me, or this can also bring about some joy to those around me and the community as a whole. And so this harmony in the, as they say, they service to self, the service to others. I think this is where it is at, where we see how what serves us can serve the whole as well. And so we're bringing this through. We're bringing the 5D New Earth frequencies through in this way. And so I think that's also very important as well.
Yes, you're right. Thank you for your insights. And do you remember the whole message? And is there a topic that caught your attention, especially?
It all caught my attention. Kikika's questions were wonderful. The I believe the Raw was speaking, introduced the topic about the 5D and really summarized it well. That it's about finding our passions and joys, pursuing them, creating it on an individual level for ourselves, and sharing it with our communities and those around. And as we do this more of us do this, then we have the new earth. It's the new earth. And then we, of course, dove into more of the questions. Um, and then Ashtar spoke about uh, the shift. And what stuck out for me was the idea of the parallel realities. That when Kakika spoke about like the 35,000 and whether there were some that are already inhabiting the new earth and they left behind avatars or their old bodies or something in this way, it really the idea of parallel realities really made sense and how we could actually be in the same overarching encompassing reality, bubble reality, and have parallel side by side mini bubble realities in that bigger bubble reality. And to me, that's what's happening right now on our planet. So Gaia herself is a big, beautiful blue bubble reality. And inside of her, we have our own individual bubble realities of our personal lives, the belief systems we have, our worldview. That is what creates and forms a bubble reality. And that's what determines how we interact, how we navigate the larger reality and who we magnetize, who and what opportunities we magnetize to our bubble. And so what I can sense is it's also really about tuning into the larger reality, parallel bubble reality, the frequencies of the larger reality, which is Gaia herself is the new Earth. She is harboring and and radiating the frequencies, the ideas, the thoughts, the energies of the new Earth and this utopian 5D Earth we're all envisioning for ourselves. And so it's really also about us expanding a bit, releasing our own bubble reality at times so we can tune into the bigger, and then we'll receive inspirations. We'll receive, oh, our passions and joys in this way. And so I love the message of the bigger questioning at hand is, what do you want to do, dear ones, as we were spoken to? What is it that enlivens your heart and mind and soul and spirit and brings us joy in this way? Find that, question that, and ask yourself that and pursue that. And I think that was really the theme and topic.
Yeah, thank you, Leo. And as for me, I think that the thing that I am always very surprised is how much they manage to make their point, to rub the questions. I mean, in a so much clear way. I mean, with the introduction and this and that and all the explanation, it's very very clear, you know, where they are going, etc. And then bringing Ren, bringing the Sassani, and then explaining that this is the frequency of the new Earth. So it was all coming back together. And so I thought that the organization of the whole message, all together with different guides. I mean, it makes sense in a way because they are all in the same frequencies, I guess, more or less. But and so they're maybe able to tap into I don't know, kind of unified field. And so when they answer, it's like if they answer from one voice, you know. They all have their point of view, but mostly this is a whole message. Um, and everything makes sense, you know. There is not a voice that would speak about something completely different. So I am quite always very surprised how much they manage to make a whole message so clear, even though other people interact and talk, even though they are having a conversation, it's a whole package. And yeah, like a box of gifts, but this is the whole theme, and there is the whole thing in it. So yes, mostly that's what yeah, catches always my attention is to see all the how they manage to pack everything. So yes.
Yes, I absolutely agree. They always bring it back together and they always seem to bow tie it quite beautifully.
Mhm. Is there something else you would like to add, Leo?
No, I feel quite good, quite complete with the channeling, with our thoughts on video. How about you?
I'm perfect too. Yes.
Great. Well, thank you all for joining once more. This was a very enlivening channeling. There were so many harmonious frequencies. It was like there were different flavors of love, different flavors of these
Of joy.
5D, yes, the joys, and it was, I thought, so great. So thank you for joining and tuning in, and yes, we will see you all next time.
Yes, thank you again for joining and watching this video. Thank you again, Kekika, for your wonderful questions. And yes, we will see all of you for another video on another code channeling. So see you there.
See you there.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.